Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Bert the Stormtrooper and this is the home of That's Just Prime, the comprehensive Optimus Prime review series. I also review other Transformers, lots of G1 stuff, as well as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, GoBots, and pretty much any other toy that may jump out at me. I also do the occasional arcade and pinball machine videos, unboxings, blogs, challenges, and miscellaneous videos where my daughter usually makes fun of me. Those are a lot of fun. If you're new to the channel, thanks for checking me out. Please be sure to click that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you're notified when I upload a new video. I usually upload 2 videos a week, sometimes more. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share if you like what you see.
Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Generation 1 Pretender SKULLGRIN, and I love this toy. Originally released in 1988, he retailed brand new for approximately $8 to $9. And SKULLGRIN, or Dauros as he was known in the Japanese Master 4 storyline, was the ground specialist. So he is the one that has the ground themed. So his vehicle mode is going to be ground themed, and so is his monster mode, which is a very cool, kind of like a, I don't know, like a ram's head or a goat sort of a monster. It's kind of very demonic looking. He's got a skull on his belt. Really, really cool, evil looking monster. And in fact, it's funny because the toy itself actually looks a little goofy compared to the way he was shown in the animation. He was actually a little more scary looking in the animation. In my opinion, the head was a little smaller, the mouth was more pronounced, that kind of thing. But yeah, still a very, very cool themed Pretender here. The shell, again, approximately 7 inches tall, going all the way around, a lot of detail. Now, this guy didn't have a whole lot of backpack to talk about, more like horns and just kind of these protrusions coming out of him. So that all looks very organic coming out of him, and not a whole lot of paint detail necessary here. He does have a little bit of a stubby tail, which is really cool. Just a very, very cool monster all the way around. Articulation for this guy, he, as all Pretenders do, can move his arms forward and backwards. And now a different thing that this guy can do, he can actually move his head side to side. Not a whole lot, but he can move it a little bit. Now, the makers took a really weird approach with this one. They made a very weird decision. So the head, the portion that can move, is obviously that part there. The bottom of the mouth is actually molded into the chest here, and it's very obvious that this is the jaw or the teeth right here, and then that's the bottom part of his chin, so that's the whole bottom jaw there, and that's the tongue right there. It's obvious. It's all very obvious. For some reason, they chose not to paint it, and I think that may have actually made it look like the head was even bigger than it already is. I don't know. It's a weird choice, but it's very cool that he can actually at least move his head a little bit. And I have gotten my belt here all out of whack. There it is, all wonky there. But yeah, very cool. I really love the way that he can move his head. And this is one thing that I always say I wish more Pretenders could do. Every time I look at a Pretender shell, I look at the way they made the arms move, and I always wonder why they didn't think of doing the same thing for the head, kind of like they did with the more modern Megatron, or well, not the Megatron one, but the Optimus Prime, the ape themed one, can move his head, and this guy can move his head, and I always wondered why they didn't do that with more of the Pretenders. So that's very, very cool. He does come with a few accessories. He's got this sword right here, which it is removable. I tend to not to remove them. I'm just going to leave that on there anyway. He does have his belt, and he's got these 2 guns right here. And there is a left and a right, so if you're looking for this guy, make sure that you're getting the left and the right gun right there. These can peg in together, and then we can also separate these. We're going to give these to the robot later on. Now, SKULLGRIN here is one of the few Destrons that we actually have to remove the belt in order to separate them. So we're going to do that now. And you have to be real careful with this belt because this is the old style, like peg and hole belt. So you want to be careful with this one when separating it. So there we go. That's going to have the belt come off. And then we can split the shell to reveal the robot within. Set him down, and as I always like to do, we're going to go ahead and put them together. This one's going to take a little longer because now we got to put this belt back on, which I do very, very carefully and delicately. Make sure he's all snapped in first, and then just kind of fiddly, a little fiddly. This one's a little fiddlier than the others, but having a full set of Show Cybertrons and Show Destrons. Well, almost full set of Show Cybertrons because I don't have Metal Hawk. Man, he's hard and expensive to get. But having the full set of the 6 main show scene Pretenders is just so cool. So here's SKULLGRIN or Daros, and we're just going to bring his arms forward, flip open his feet, and there he is, Daros, in robot mode. Daros is one of the shorter guys. He is about 4 3/4 inches tall. He's just under 5 inches, so he's a little shorter than his other Destron brothers, but very cool little robot here. Again, you know, very similar to what you've seen. All these guys look very similar to each other. Kind of lanky little dude here, but a lot of very cool details. I love the grays and the lilacs. It's not quite purple. It's more, purplish, lilac-ish kind of thing. Now, this guy, I did replace all of his stickers as well, except for this one. This one was in really good shape. I left this one alone. All the rest of the stickers on this guy are repro labels from Toy Hacks. I went ahead and replaced those. So very cool. Articulation-wise, the head cannot move. The arms can do a full 360. He can kick forward and backwards, and he can move his toes. That's about it. He can hold his weapons. So you can take the little peg on the side right there and plug it in. You can give him the 2 weapons. And I like to orient them so that the little fin on the weapons are pointing outwards, just like so. So there you go. Very cool. Transformation for this guy, as with just about every other Pretender you've seen. Very, very simple. We're going to straighten out the feet, and we're going to kick the legs all the way forward towards his head. Make sure his arms are straight so that nothing gets in the way here. We're going to go around the back. We're going to take his fists, and we're going to flip them, and that's going to reveal these little cannons. And then we're going to take the arms and bring them up over his back, just the way they were settled in when he was inside of the shell. Finally, we're going to take the guns, and we're going to take the bigger peg and plug them into the side of the vehicle. Right there. And I always like to make sure that these are straight. Pick this one on this side. Make sure that that is straight and even with the other one. And make sure that my tops here are all nice and straight and even. And there is Daros, or SKULLGRIN, in his vehicle mode, which is a little tank dude. You can see the little threads on the side right there. He does have wheels. He's got this big wheel in the center on the front here. He's got these 2 little wheels in the back there. So he can roll. Not great, but he can roll along. At least you can scoot him along, and he is rolling. You're not actually dragging him across the surface or anything like that. Here in tank mode, he's approximately 4 inches long and about 2 inches tall. So, you know, small little vehicle, just like the rest of the guys. Very cool little tank. I really like this. I like this little cockpit right there. He's got the guns on the sides and the guns on the top right there. And in some scenes on the show, if you watch Master Force show, in some scenes, he would actually, I don't know if they came out of the front or if these turned into it or something like that, but he would have these 2 drill pieces that would come out, and he could actually dig and roll around underground. So he was kind of like a drill tank at times whenever he needed to do so. So very, very cool. You know, little vehicle mode right there. So there you go. There's SKULLGRIN, or Daros' vehicle mode. So we'll go ahead and take the guns back off again and turn them back to robot mode for the outro. So bring the arms out, turn the fists around, straighten out the legs, and stand them up straight. And one more time, we'll just give him his guns. And you can, if you wish, you can take like this. Only one of these has that big peg on the back there. So you can give this to the shell if you would like to. Get this back up again. And then just give them the one gun. That's absolutely something you can do. So, you know, there's something you can do with them. Bring them a little closer for the shot here. So, yeah, very, very cool. In fact, I think I'm just going to go ahead and give them both because I just like the way this looks. He looks like a total badass like this. I mean, come on. You know you're not going to mess with this guy. Check out the face detail. Again, very, very cool face detail, but the eyes get lost. I really wish they would have painted the eyes in or have stickers or something for them. It just gets lost. These faces and these sculpts on these guys are so cool, but we can't see their eyes. So anyway, there he is. Another very cool addition to my G1 Pretender collection. And I think that about does it for Transformers Generation 1 Pretender SKULLGRIN, or Daros, depending on which fiction you prefer to follow. What did you think of this figure? Let me know. Leave me a comment down below. Give me some thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you're notified when I upload a new video. Please share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time.